Hey everybody, Randy Reviews It here. So today we're going to be talking about the Vortex Spitfire 3X Prism scope. Just to get things out of the way, Vortex did send this out for T&E, so I'm about to send this back. I tested it for a few range trips. Try out another 3X Prism. In the past, I've owned ACOGs. I've owned some primary arms prisms with magnification. And I just wanted to see how this compared in honesty. So there's a couple really good things about this, and there's a couple things that I wish they would change. The first thing that I really loved with this, the reticle. So it's a horseshoe dot, or I shouldn't say a horseshoe, but it's like a 3-segmented circle and then a dot in the middle, which I had horseshoe dots on all of my ACOGs. I'm really familiar with the reticle, really love it. This was no better or worse to use. This felt really good. In fact, I actually got talked to by RSO at my local range for shooting the 4-inch plate at 170 yards too often, like while it was swinging, because I took the Anderson front line and I put this on it, and I was just drilling it over and over and over. It was easy mode with this and that gun. So it speaks to both. This was really easy to use. At 170 yards, it was an easy task for, I think, just about anyone. So that's my favorite part, is I think it's clear, seems like good glass. The reticle's good. It's very bright, so even in daylight and things like that, it was bright enough for me. I didn't have any issues with that. I mean, I noticed the adjustments too were really tactile. So I just tested an aim point not too long ago, and the adjustments on this, I could really feel the clicks and things, and I like that. I just did a video on the Vortex AR Prism, which is the 1X. That one used a AAA. This one uses, I think it's a 2032 on the side. I would definitely prefer the AAA with things. And then I talked about too these scope caps. They're kind of flimsy. So one of the problems is when I had it on, I just flicked the scope caps off, and this thing was like, if you imagine your Picatinny rails here, it's like sitting right there in front of it. So it's like you're slapping it out of the way, or you just wish it would go somewhere else. You're like turning this and moving it and trying to get it to be less obstructing. So I wish it had the same scope caps that the AR Prism 1X did, where they were just hooked on here and they clip down. It's got the buttons on the side of it. They're easy enough to hit. They're not as intuitive, I would say, as the AR Prism, where it's like you have to reach over there, but they're not bad. They're fine. Honestly, no qualms there. The thing that I would knock it on as well with the scope caps is the mount. So it can take different mounts, but if you see, it's got this tiny mount. Like the Vortex 1X AR Prism had a bigger mount than this, and it was like stronger. Just from an engineering standpoint, my limited engineering ability, there was a lot more mass, a lot more metal, and it seems sturdier. So the mount could use a little bit of work. You could buy an aftermarket mount, but you definitely want like your optics, if they can, to come with a decent mount. So get rid of the Torx screws. Unlike the AR Prism, this one does have the little Picatinny in there so that it doesn't slide and it locks in place pretty well. But yeah, I would like to see a secure lug there. You're looking at $349 like street price for these. They're like $540 retail, or MSRP I should say. But when I looked on websites, they're about $349. I would have no problem with this on, like, let's say a hunting rifle or something like that. Or I shouldn't even say mid-range AR, but if you're going to be shooting from like that 100 to 300 yards on a frequent basis, I would take this over a 1X for sure. And I didn't really try to do any ranging with the dots. It's got kind of, like the Christmas tree inside to help you with windage and elevation. I didn't really need to do that. I sighted it in at 100 yards, and then I took it out to 170, and it was easy mode. Overall, pretty happy. Really like the reticle. I kind of wish they would have put this reticle into the 1X as well. I think they should change the scope caps and the mount. Other than that, pretty good optic, no complaints. It's built well, or at least it feels built well. It's got Vortex's warranty. If you're interested in a Vortex, or I should say in a Prism 3X, consider this. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.